The first scream didn't come from a human throat. It came from the alien command channel, raw with disbelief, as something unseen tore through their boarding line. And in that moment, standing ankle-deep in smoke and shattered steel, I knew the war had just changed forever. They had come to Earth orbit laughing. The Kethrix Dominion fleet unfolded above our planet, like a crown of knives, elegant, luminous, untouchable. Their envoys broadcast live across every surviving city, their translators smooth and merciless. Humans were brave, they said, admirable, but inefficient, emotional, soft. Our soldiers were statistically obsolete. They would take our shipyards, our colonies, our future, and spare us the humiliation of resistance. Behind me, in Hangar 7 of the Atlas Defense Station, human Marines clenched their rifles and swallowed their fear. Beside my boot, a shape waited silently, muscles coiled, eyes forward. The aliens never mentioned the dogs. That omission would cost them everything. But that was only the beginning. My name is Captain Mara Vance, United Earthfleet, and I commanded Task Unit Cerberus, an assignment most admirals considered ceremonial. Our unit had no tanks, no orbital cannons, no AI dreadnoughts. We had 32 soldiers and 12 biological auxiliaries, as the Kethrix mockingly labeled them. Dogs. War dogs, officially. Genetically reinforced, neural-linked, armored and adaptive plating. Descendants of Earth's oldest companions, bred not just for combat, but loyalty. When the Kethrix ambassador learned of them, his mandibles fluttered in amusement. You deploy predators controlled by instinct, he said. We deploy logic. I didn't argue. I watched my lead dog, Rex 9, lift his head as if he understood every word. What I felt then wasn't confidence. It was dread, because I knew what we were about to unleash. None of us were prepared for the truth. The first boarding engagement lasted 90 seconds. Kethrix shock troops, six-limbed, chitin-plated, bristling with plasma lances, cut through our outer bulkheads like paper. Their armor adapted instantly to human weapons. Rifle fire dispersed. Explosives slowed them for seconds at best. Then I gave the order. Cerberus, release. The dogs moved like living missiles. No hesitation. No fear. Their neural links bypassed panic, transmitting my intent as pure direction. They didn't charge head-on. They flowed. Under legs. Up walls. Through blind spots alien doctrine didn't account for. Kethrix soldiers screamed as armor joints were found and torn apart with impossible precision. Rex 9 vaulted onto a command unit, twice as mass, and crushed its throat emitter in one bite. Alien feeds filled with static and terror. I heard one voice cut through the chaos. They are hunting us. What I saw next changed everything. After that battle, the Kethrix adapted, or so they believed. They began luring the dogs into kill corridors, flooding sections with nerve gas calibrated from mammalian lungs. 3 of my unit went down before I could order a retreat. I felt their deaths through the link, flashes of pain, confusion, loyalty unbroken to the end. I almost pulled the dogs back permanently. Almost. Then the Kethrix High strategist requested a parley. On a neutral platform, suspended above Earth's scarred atmosphere, he studied me with cold fascination. Your animals display abnormal cognition, he said. Impressive mimicry of sentience. I corrected him. They're not mimicking. He leaned closer. Then why do they obey? I didn't answer, because the truth was buried deep, classified beyond my clearance. And because if he learned it too soon, we would all be dead. But the war was about to turn in ways neither of us expected. The mid-war turning point came on Station Helios. Kethrix forces breached the civilian refuge ring. 10,000 non-commons trapped behind failing shields. Fleet Command ordered withdrawal. We can't hold it, they said. Say what assets you can. Assets. I looked at the dogs. At Rex, 9, scarred and shaking, still standing between me and the breach. Then the neural link changed. For the first time since the program began, the dogs didn't wait for my command. They moved on their own. I felt something new, intent not originating from me, a shared decision. They charged into Helios alone. What followed wasn't tactics. It was sacrifice. The dogs rerouted power, triggered manual shield locks, held corridors long enough for civilians to escape. One by one, their signals went dark. Rex, 9 was the last. Before the link severed, I felt one final emotion from him. Peace. That was the moment everything broke open. The truth came out 3 hours later. The war dog program hadn't just enhanced animals. Decades earlier, facing extinction, humanity had made an impossible choice. We couldn't outthink alien superminds. We couldn't outbuild them. So we bonded with something older than technology. Human neural patterns. Volunteers facing terminal illness had been mapped, distilled, and fused into canine cognition. Not copies. Continuations. The dogs didn't obey because they were trained. They obeyed because they chose to. When this was leaked across the networks, Earth went silent, then furious, then united. The Kethrix intercepted the data too, and for the first time they were afraid. But fear makes monsters desperate. The Kethrix responded with annihilation protocols. They targeted breeding facilities, research vaults, memorial kennels. Entire continents burned. If we erase the dogs, their war council declared, human morale will collapse. They misunderstood us completely. Human soldiers fought harder. Civilians sabotaged landing zones. And something else happened. Something no strategist predicted. Independent war dog units began acting without human handlers. Coordinated, strategic, merciful where possible, lethal where necessary. The Kethrix began referring to them in intercepted channels, not as animals, but as the remembered. I led the final assault on the Dominion flagship with a skeleton crew and 3 surviving dogs. As we boarded, alien defenders fell back in terror. One of them whispered, "They do not fight like weapons." He was right. They fought like ghosts. And the end was finally in sight. In the command chamber, the Kethrix High strategist waited for me. Around him, hollow screens showed his fleet burning. He looked older somehow, smaller. "You turned death into devotion," he said. "This is illogical." I stepped forward. "So is love." The dogs flanked me, silent, watchful. He studied them one last time. "Will you deploy them against every world?" I thought of Rex 9, of Helios Station, of peace felt through a dying link. "No," I said, "that's why we win." I ordered the fleet stand down, offered terms, withdrawal, reparations, a chance to leave with dignity intact. After a long, trembling pause, he accepted, because even he understood something fundamental had changed. The war ended not with superweapon, but with a choice. Years later, children play beneath rebuilt skies. War dogs no longer wear armor. They run in parks, sleep at doorsteps, remembered as heroes rather than tools. Memorials list their names, not serial numbers. Sometimes, late at night, I still feel echoes through the old neural link. Not commands, just warmth, companionship. The galaxy watches humanity more carefully now, not because we are the strongest, but because when we fight, we do not fight alone. We fight with our dead, with our loyalty, with bonds no empire can calculate. The Kethrix were right about one thing. Human soldiers are emotional, and that is exactly why we are unstoppable.